Business, a person's occupation, profession, or trade. Connection, a relationship in which a person or idea is linked or associated with something else. Welcome to Business Connection. Each week, our program will offer inspiration to navigate the business world. Information you can use to succeed in any field. And we will help you focus on your goals. Join us now for Business Connection with your host, BC Clark.
Well, hello and welcome to the Business Connection. I'm your host, BC Clark. As you know, I interview business owners across the state and those business resources. Today, my guest is Brigitte Sesso. The name of her business is Brigitte's Hair Braiding.
Yes.
Welcome to the show, Brigitte.
Thank you for having me today.
This is awesome. Well, tell us a little bit about Brigitte.
I'm from West Africa, Ghana, especially from Ghana. I grew up in Burkina Faso.
Okay.
And I came to the U.S. on 2001, December 2001. Mm-hmm. And I started my business at home at first. And yeah.
Just kind of grew from there. So being from like a foreign country and then coming to America to start a business, what things did you encounter? So talk a little bit about, you know, your experience when you first started your business. I know at home, a lot of times we start at home, right?
Yeah.
Until we get to a certain point and then we know we have to move from the home.
Yeah, it wasn't easy at all, you know, I had kids, so I couldn't, you know, open outside of the house. I have to stay home and build my clientele and, you know, make a little bit of money before
you can move out.
I can move out and, you know, do something.
Did you have any problems, and I know you speak French and English,
yes.
But did you have any problems like finding like the right resources to help you, like any educational pieces and things like that, when you were going to go start your business?
No, I didn't have any.
There was no resources.
Like no resources.
Yeah,
no.
that you knew about. Yeah. And so you were kind of left to just kind of do everything on your own.
Yes. I did.
And how was that?
It was a little bit challenging because I didn't know anybody.
Right.
You know, I was with my husband and it was not easy at all to, you know, reach out people and, you know.
And to collaborate because you don't know who.
I don't know. No, I didn't know nobody.
Yeah.
So
a lot of the, I've talked to a lot of individuals who've come to the United States and a lot of Africans who have come, who I call them African Americans, black people, you know, but have come and that's kind of the same thing that they told me, that their challenge was that they didn't know where the resources were and how to get them. They didn't have access to capital, you know, so they didn't know about funding and if it was available to them. And a lot of them thought that because they were from a foreign country that they couldn't get a loan.
Yes.
You know, and so we're
it
gonna.
Was hard. You can't.
It was.
You can't. You know. We don't know anything about that, and we have to make our money ourselves, and you know. Build
so
the.
Kind of communicated with other Africans that were here, that you knew about, and that needed your services, and so
and then
built that up and
mouth to mouth.
Mouth to mouth, yes. That's amazing. Yeah, I always wondered, and I've heard people tell me that you know when they first come, they don't know where to go.
No.
And I always wish that we had a billboard or something that said, if you're coming into the country and you want to start a business, these are some of the places you should go to get that information. Yes. You know, obviously we don't have a billboard that's on the border when you come in, but I think that is a challenge.
Yeah.
I've talked to Latinos and they've told me the same thing, that when they come into, you know, the United States, that they are, you know, they just don't know where to go. So a lot of times they start their business right in their community and make their money in that community before they, and then word of mouth gets out, and then all of a sudden, you know, they have other customers that come.
Yes.
Well, I think that today we have lots of resources available to business owners, and sometimes I think that you still don't know about it. So I want to talk about a couple of those, and then we're going to talk about, you've been in business for a while now, you kind of you've kind of climbed up some of the ropes.
Yeah, it's sometimes it's hard. It's up and down.
Yes.
And it's sometimes business is slow.
Yes.
Sometimes it pick up. So you
just have to balance and kind of pivot. I think that the pandemic also brought into some additional challenges that no one was expecting. And a lot of people wasn't sure they could stay in business. A lot of them got out of business.
Yes.
And then they had to think about, what do I do next? And but I think that just so that for our listeners to know that we have a wealth of resources here in our city and in our state for small businesses, because small businesses is what really holds up the whole economy and everything. I believe the last stats I looked at, I think it said either 57 or 61% of all the hires were done by small business.
Oh, okay.
And so we really need to make sure that we're doing all the things we need to do to support them, and having the resources. So we have a wealth of resources here. We have, when it comes to, SCORE, and I think you probably heard of SCORE by now, but SCORE is an organization that have counselors. You can go and get information for free. They can sit with you and counsel with you on the different things that you're doing. Also, we have Nebraska Enterprise Fund, who also does some of those same things, but they also do loans, and they get a little deeper into the technical assistance. For small businesses. We have the Nebraska Business Development Center, who also work with small businesses, and they look at a lot of projections for them. They look at business plans. I think that they don't write them, but they do look at them to see if it looks good for them as far as the projections are concerned. We have PTAC, who is, if you want to do business with the government, that's an organization that you want to look at for that. And I think it's important that a lot of people just don't know about government contracting, and they don't know everything that the Small Business Administration offers. The SBA offers, 8A certification. They have women-owned small businesses that you can get certified. And I would suggest that if you have a small business and you're a woman, you want to get certified through the SBA for that. Okay, and I know that there's a person, we'll have someone coming into our facility, I believe it's next week, that's going to talk about the 8A and the women-owned small business. So really want to make sure that I get all the businesses there who are women in small business to make sure they understand what they can, there's tons of advantages in these programs. And so you really need to know about it. Yes, you don't need to, it doesn't matter what the background is. You can come and learn about it and learn to do business with the government and get certified so you can get those set-asides that they have. And so a lot of the, so those are resources that we have that are available. But I want to talk to you about, now you've been in business how long now?
It's been 19 years.
19 years, yes. And 19. So that's longevity. Okay.
Yeah. I opened the shop in 2019.
In 2019?
Yeah, almost 5 years. So, yeah.
But you were
like I said, I wasn't.
But you were working in it since 2001.
Yes.
And so, so that's longevity,
Yes.
So over that time, what are some of the things that you've experienced that you've had to either get more education about or just do some things different because maybe people didn't understand how you were doing stuff?
Yeah, at first it was like just braiding and do sewings, hair. But later on, I added some selling stuff like African clothes, accessory, and everything,
in the shop.
In the shop.
So you added some additional revenue. Yes. And I wanted you to say that because I think a lot of people think, okay, this is what I do, and they don't do anything else. They just do hair.
Yes.
Or they just do, I'm a mechanic or I'm a handyman.
Yes.
But the thing is that when you have a business, you can
do a lot of stuff.
A lot of stuff, yes. And like you so you said, okay, now I'm doing the hair.
Yep.
I've got that. I have the hair coming in. But now what about some of the apparel, right? So you have some now the African apparel because we can't go to Africa and get it.
I know.
So and
that's why I go like every 2 years and bring back some
some good
goodies,
stuff. You have to come in there.
Yes.
I have to come and see.
Yeah, you have to.
But I think the other thing is that they don't know also. So your shop is on Ames, right?
On 56 and Ames.
56 and Ames.
Yes.
And for those who don't know where it is, I mean, you can't miss it. But the other thing I want to tell you is that it's a lot of neat stuff in the shop. It's so much that you have to take time. Yes. When you go in, just take time and shop.
Yes.
Because they have all kinds of nice
everything,
little,
nice,
jackets and
yep.
trinkets.
Everything. I have
that we can't buy at the store.
Yes.
Yeah. And that's important because they'll say, oh, what do they have in there? They just do hair. No, they don't just do hair.
We do. I sell, a little bit of everything. So.
Yeah. Now that's good. Now I know that I've seen some of the apparel in there. It's really cool.
Yeah.
Do you have any larger sizes?
No, I do have some large sizes. Yeah.
Okay. For the plus woman.
Yes. But I can customize too if you tell me that you want this. Yeah, I can.
So then you can customize it. Well, I'm gonna need a gown for the ball.
A gown.
So yeah, I'll need a gown for the ball, which is in January.
Okay. We have time.
My organization have a masquerade ball every year.
Okay.
I think this is our 10th or 11th year having that ball.
Okay.
And we celebrate women. We support women. So that's what that ball is all about.
We need to look good.
So I'm going to be, having people come to you and maybe throw some business that way because we want something different and unique.
Yes.
You can always go and buy a regular gown, but you want to stand out, then you want to get something that other people don't have.
Elegant, yeah.
Yeah. And I really love a lot of the African gowns that I've seen.
Yeah. And if you have a picture that you want to send me, you want something similar, we can,
good.
Order,
Yes. And so you can make it.
I can send it to
the seamstress and get it. All right. Well, then we'll do that. Yes. Okay, so let's get back to your business. So I know you do all types of hair braiding.
Yes.
So talk about some of those styles because I know it's different ones and there's the sister locks and the this and that, the other.
I don't do sister locks.
Okay, because that's really different, huh?
It's different and it takes a lot of time to do them.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I do a lot of sewings. Sewings is the faster.
Absolutely.
Like 2 hours, every 2
hours.
Yes, I'm done.
That's what my daughter said. She was like, I went to Brigitte and I was an hour and a half.
And people love my sewings.
Yes, they do.
Yeah, we have a lot of braiding styles, everything.
But they take a long time.
The braiding, yes.
So do you have people come in and do those? So that you can still do your sew-ins and stuff, right?
The sew-ins I do it myself.
Yeah, okay.
Because it doesn't take long to do it. But the braiding, sometimes we do for 2 people to, be faster.
Yeah.
But it takes a little bit of time.
It takes a long time. Yeah. So just say, what's the length of, the length of maybe a short one?
The short one is like a bob.
Not for the sew-in, but for the braiding.
Oh, the braid, yeah.
Takes about 4 hours?
At least.
At least 4 hours. Oh, okay.
3,
yeah, that's not too bad though.
It's
because
not too bad, but when you want it long,
that takes a long time.
Yeah.
That's like 8 hours, isn't it?
No, it doesn't
5 or
take
6 hours?
Yeah, at least 5, 6.
Yeah, because I know Raven had it down her back. I was like, and she has a lot of hair anyway.
Especially if you have long hair and a lot of hair, it'll take
a long time. And yeah. So, I mean, and she likes to get it all the time. Like you just had it. Let it last for 3 weeks.
Teenager and young people.
They want to change them up.
Long.
But you've had a lot of success where you are, and a lot of people have said really good things. Really good things about your place, and the fact that you've opened up other revenue streams. Because I think a lot of times individuals don't know that in business you still need to have multiple streams of income coming in.
Yeah. Sometimes you do.
Yeah, and if you have a space, then you want to utilize that space and bring additional things that you can bring additional revenue in.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
Because sales.
Because sometimes even now the braiding is business is slow.
It's kind of slow right now.
It's slow right now. So if you have something that you can sell, sometimes I sell things that I don't braid.
Yes.
So
and that's the purpose of having those additional things in there because that can bring you additional revenue.
Yes.
And I think as a business owner, and you could probably attest to this, is that we're always looking at what we can do different and improve and make more. Right?
Yes.
Because that's what it's about. I mean, you want your business to have longevity. You want it to leave a legacy in most of those cases. And so you want to continue to put back into your business. Right?
Yes.
Because, I mean, no matter what space you have, you have to put back into your business. And talk about that a little bit, because your place is always clean, it's always really nice, you know. And
yeah, I try to, you know, satisfy the client when people comes. I look good. The places
you always look good.
You know,
I was like, is she doing hair? She looks good all the
make
time.
sure they're happy for the service they're getting.
That they're receiving.
They're receiving.
Yeah, that's important.
Yes,
and
that's
customer
very
service
important.
is huge.
Yes,
it really is, because you know, I think a lot of times people just feel like, oh, well, they need their hair done, I can just act them, you know, and you can't, because people won't go back.
No,
you know, if you're not nice, I mean, I guess
you
I
have
shouldn't
to
use
be
the word nice, but
patient.
you should, yes, you should be
Oh my
patient,
God.
and you should understand that that is a customer. Without that customer, you don't have sales.
You don't.
And so I think
you have to be patient, be nice with them, you know.
Yes.
Don't curse them out and
no.
don't. You know.
He's like,
So
and
even
that
though
really
they
happens.
curse, you have to calm down and, you know, explain. Sometimes they're not happy about the service, but it happened.
Yes.
Things happen, so you have to, you know, talk to them nicely and, you know.
Yeah, and satisfy them, because
yes.
I tell you what, if you don't, then
because
you know,
they're going to take the money elsewhere. So.
And the thing is, this is it. It could be, as long as you're doing well, they may tell one person.
Yes.
But if you mess up, they're going to tell 50.
Yes. they even post on your social media and to, you know.
Yes.
Oh
and just by
God.
one time. I mean,
yes,
they could have been going for 5 years and
yes.
everything's fine, but they'll only tell one person.
But
now,
people who knows you know what your
work
they'll,
is.
You know, they'll still come.
Say, oh yeah, they don't.
know.
I've always gone there and I've had a good time. And you're right. And you know, you can't really
just
I
one
think that,
person and you know you're gonna judge anybody. No.
Right. And you know, it's just one person. The thing is, though, I think that you do have to answer it. You know, at one time I was thinking, oh, don't answer it, just leave it. But I think you have to have a rebuttal to it. You know, like, you know, I'm so sorry that this happened.
Yes.
You know,
you have to apologize.
At our service, you know, we normally do this, this, and this. Come back and let us make that right for you. You know, if you even if you don't want them to come back.
If you know they're not happy about the service, I tell them, oh, okay, next time I'll give you a discount or something.
Yes.
Or do it for free for you. And
to satisfy them.
Satisfy.
Because number one, you know, you don't want to burn any bridges when you're in business, or anytime you don't want to burn bridges, but you want people to really appreciate what you're doing, because you're doing it not just to make money, but you're doing it to serve people.
And you have to love your work.
Yes.
What you do.
Yes. You can't
know,
just,
if you don't love what
you're not
you
gonna do well.
No, you're not going to have patience. You know, no, you're not going to grow up.
No, you're going to think about how you
can make money, just money, money. But
and it doesn't work like that.
Yeah,
it needs to be, you have to have some passion behind it.
Yes.
You know, so I always tell people, if you're going to start a business, there's nothing wrong with starting a business, but if you're going to start it, make sure you have passion and you love whatever it is you want to do.
Yes.
You know, because a lot of times we start businesses because you know, they're
there's
mad with somebody else
there.
and they don't want to work for anybody, so I'm going to start a business. And that's the worst thing you can do, because whoever is going to be your client is not going to be happy.
Nope.
Because there's no passion there.
Nope.
I think that's
the key. If you don't love your job, what you do, you cannot.
Yeah, it's not going to be.
It's not going to
be successful for you.
No.
You know, what are some of the challenges as your business is growing? What are some of those growing pains that you've experienced?
The growing pain is like, it's like when, you know, the business is slow, like we don't get, you know, more clientele. It's like, it's hard. It worries.
Worries you?
Worries, it worries me and
then the other business owner.
You're the owner, you have to pay bills.
That's right.
You have to pay everything, like, you know, buy some, you know, stuff. And that's the most.
And you know, it's hard too, because, you know, you can't make things happen. Sometimes it is slow. And I think that a lot of people are experiencing labor shortages. So they've had to cut their hours, which has cut their revenue. And so it's like an ongoing battle to try and see what is going to work. And this, I don't want to say in this new economy, I don't know what I want to call it. It's new something.
Yes.
And I think that it seems like there was a big, where everybody, you know, they call it the big quit, whatever, when everybody, a lot of people didn't go back to work.
You thinking, am I gonna,
Make this
make
continue to
this
grow.
and continue, or
Yeah.
it's a little bit challenging. And
Have you thought about perhaps collaborating with, like, say, someone else that's maybe in the field that you're in, but maybe they do something a little bit different that you can offer your clients, so you guys can collaborate together, and then that can be an additional income for you and for them.
I
Like
never thought of that.
Yes,
but,
it is a good idea to do.
Okay.
I would say over the past, like, probably 9-10 months, I've been working with different businesses, and and then if I met a business that I know would work good with that business, I would say, you know what, I have two
like
businesses.
if we don't do the same thing.
Right, you don't do the same thing, but it's another
Okay.
thing, another value add that you can bring to your clients, and a value add that they can bring to their clients. And so you both then now have increased revenue with a different product that's not yours, right?
Yeah.
And so I've probably about 6 businesses I've started, kind of working with and saying, I think this would be a good collaboration for this business.
Okay.
And they say, well, no, I don't want to collaborate with anybody. But then when they get them together,
Yeah,
and they talk
sometimes
about the
it's
things,
scary.
they say, oh, wow.
You don't know what's going to happen.
Right, because you're afraid that somebody's going to
work.
take business from you.
Yes.
But remember, it's a collaboration. They don't do the same thing you do. And so whatever their product is, you can introduce to your clients, and they can introduce their clients to your products and services. And so now you have additional people that you wouldn't have known that are I call it cross training, or cross shopping in different places.
That's
so
a good idea.
It is a very good idea. And I think that, when we have these challenging times where there are, business is slow, what other things can we do? And you even think about this. Think about how you can teach, okay?
Yes.
How you can teach about the braiding that you do.
Yes.
Right, so you can have classes on braiding. Another ding ding.
Yeah, that's a good idea
stream of revenue.
too. Yes.
Because you've been doing it so long. That should be a part of what you're doing, is teaching about what you do. Right?
Yes.
And so you could have classes on the times when it's slow, schedule classes and have people come in, and you have an hour class. It's a number of things that you can do, and I think sometimes we have to get outside of where we are, and never be in a box, but get outside of where we are so we can think about what things we can do differently. And that's what I try to do when I see like you, and I was like, okay, well, she's gonna be doing teaching. She's been doing this for 19 years.
A lot of some people ask me if I can teach, but I wasn't ready to do that.
Yeah.
But now that you mentioned, I'll think about it.
Yeah, I think it's a good thing, and I think also, like, even if you're busy, like, obviously Saturday is a good thing, but sometimes on a Sunday, that's slow time for people, and they'll say, hey, I have a class from 11 to 1 on Sunday, I'll bet you'll see people flocking in and charge them, to learn about that. Yeah. So I think you always have to be looking at different streams of income for your business. Just like we try to cut down expenses in our personal, we have to look for additional income streams in our business so that we can keep that going, and we can rely on other streams and not just that main one. Because when that's slow, then we can use those other vices to bring in income. What do you think about that?
Yes, that's awesome.
Yeah. And then collaborations too, because a lot of times there's like with your apparel and things, there may be people that do jewelry. I know you may have jewelry, but they may have jewelry to match up with those apparels, and you can have them come in and maybe have some of their jewelry. They can take some of your products and you know what I mean, and sell.
And then
and so collaboration is just the key to people staying active and making money.
Sometimes we just scared to collaborate with somebody. We don't know if it's gonna work
or not. And that's why you don't set it up for like, okay, let's do this for 14 years.
No. You don't
just try it. Right. You try it and see what happens. Because those customers that come into that shop, they're going to see your products in there. Say, what? When did you get this in? Oh, yeah, I'm selling this now. And
that's
so it's a different. So that's two businesses that's looking at additional streams of income. We have to always be thinking about how we can improve our services and bring those services out to our clients and clients that we don't know.
All right.
So this has been good. So do you have like a couple tips you would like to give some business owners out there that are listening today? Like, you know, maybe something that you did that you thought was really good because it maybe was something that you were able to improve on as you went ahead, or something now as being in business for 19 years. What tips can you give them? Either way.
First, be patient, you know,
okay.
and, you know, love what you do, especially, yeah, have the passion of what you do, and then, you know, like you said, collaborate. I'll try to do that and
teach.
Yeah, and I think that's a
good thing. It's so good having you here. I've known of you for a long time. I've been in your shop many times, and there's a lot of good things that are happening out there. So I got to get her in the shop, into the studio, so more people can find out about Brigitte Sesso.
Yes,
oh, I said it right. Sometimes I have, you know, and I really work hard at pronouncing things.
Yeah,
Brigitte
is French.
So it's Brigitte.
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 Yes.
Brigitte. Yes. Okay, so Brigitte Sesso. Awesome. Thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you for having me today.
This was amazing having you here. And, you know, anyone out there that would love to come on the show and have a conversational interview about your business, I'm your girl. Come to the Business Connection. You can reach me at bc@thebusinessconnectione.com. And my phone number is 402-763-0540. The website is thebusinessconnectione.com. I look forward to seeing you next time on The Business Connection. Stay patient. Stay.
Love your work.
Love what you do.
What you do.
Collaborate.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And also teach.
Yes.
All right. We'll see you next time. Have a great day.